A lot of people in the room want to hear Veria talk. Veria, go ahead.
Why?
What did you have to add? I guess they're his fans or something. I don't know. I'm just giving him the opportunity to speak. This conversation didn't seem to be going anywhere. So, Veria, go ahead. What did you want to say?
Right. Yeah. Thank you. Well, I've got one point to add. If the laws of logic didn't apply to God pre-creation, the only logical conclusion is that God wasn't God, which is not actually far from the truth, because God who didn't create something is not God, because God is the creator. So from a theist perspective, if God didn't create, then it wasn't God. That's why people like Mu'tazilites and those people from the Kalam Sunnah, they basically believed that creation and God, they are both eternal, because God and creation can't be without each other. Therefore, sort of what John says, I'm not sure if John meant it, but it actually says something like this, that the creation and God both must be eternal.
That's not
In
what
that
John
case,
said.
you can.
That's not what John said.
I know it's not what John said. I know it's not what John.
You're representing the Mu'tazila as well. I don't know where you got this idea from.
From the history of philosophy, I'm a
Are you saying that the Mu'tazila believed that creation was eternal?
Yes, they actually believe.
What's your evidence for that?
Well, I can send you references. They actually believe that the Qur'an was eternal. I know you don't like it.
They don't believe that. No, they don't believe that. They don't believe that.
Quran was eternal.
What you're saying, no, they didn't actually. They were the sect that said that the Qur'an was not eternal. So I don't know why you have fans, because you're coming on here spouting complete nonsense. You have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Okay, yeah, sure.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay,
you said the complete opposite of the historical position. You just said that the Mu'tazila believed that the Qur'an was eternal. That's the opposite. They're the ones that argued that it wasn't eternal.
Well,
so you don't know what you're talking about.
I'm quoting Peter Adamson that the Kalam, the people who were from the tradition of the Kalam, they actually, which were Mu'tazilites and Ash'ariyas, they actually argued on the point that Quran must be eternal, and if it wasn't,
no, that's incorrect. That's incorrect.
We can argue this later. We can argue.
No, because what you're saying is so far. It is so far removed. Because you're literally saying the exact opposite of what happened.
This is just an example of what I said. I'm just talking about God, the creator, cannot be the creator if he didn't create.
And again, you're wrong about that as well. That's my point.
Yeah, John.
You're wrong about that as well.
Can you let me
John
finish?
doesn't. By the way, also John doesn't think that either.
Okay, that's fine. But the point is that if God was the creator and then he existed pre-creation, before his creation, then he was something else. That he wasn't God. Whatever he wasn't God. So he turned into creator after he started creating. This is just
that's not the Sunni position. That's not the Sunni position, John's position, my friend. This guy's a joke.
Is that God was the creator,
misrepresenting the whole thing.
Okay, but I don't mind.
We like alternative views, but John's position is that God was the creator.
Metaphysician keeps using ad hominems and saying his views are nonsense without backing it up.
He's not a Muslim. This guy, he's an atheist. What are you talking about?
Doesn't mean he said anything wrong or that everything he says is nonsense, does it?
He did. He did, because one of his first claims was that the Mu'tazila, which is a sect in Islam, believed that the Qur'an was co-eternal with God, when in fact, the whole dispute over that, they were on the side arguing that the Qur'an was not eternal with God. And to say that it was blasphemous. That was their view. They don't believe that anything is eternal alongside God. So the very claim he came in here making was completely incorrect.
Okay.
And it's laughable.
When I said Mu'tazilites.
Yeah, but you don't understand the argument. That's my point.
Okay.
I'm showing you that you don't understand who the parties were in the debate, what exactly the debate was about, what the different views were. I can give you that all off the top of my head, but you don't understand it. That's why I'm trying to explain it to you that it's really not worth listening to you, because you're just spewing nonsense, dude.
The point I was trying to make? You just tried.
Yeah, I do understand the point that you're trying to make, and it wasn't germane.
What was the point?
It wasn't germane to anything that was being discussed.
What
It
was my
wasn't
main
germane
point?
to anything that was being discussed.
Okay,
And you
whatever.
also
If you just
started
want to
talking
be an
about Mullah
asshole,
Sadra. You
it
started talking about
seems
Mullah Sadra as well. I could ask you some
yes.
basic questions I don't even think you'll know the answer to about Mullah Sadra.
Guys, you keep talking at the same time.
Did you even understand my point or not? What did you
What?
understand? I mean,
I did
talked about.
understand your
So
points.
if you
I
did,
did understand your point.
why are you being an ass then? I talked to you about
I'm not being an
creation.
ass.
Yes,
I'm
you are.
correcting somebody
It's
who's coming on stage trying to speak
I was trying to
authoritatively
make a
when you
point
don't know
and
the
listen to
basics
your
of the
views.
conversation. That's what I'm doing.
I was trying to make a point.
Yeah, I thought you guys were done anyway. I thought Sean wanted to talk to you, Veria. Can we try that? Because you two don't seem to have a good chemistry.
Yeah, but
No,
Haiti,
we're
I'm just
not.
saying, if somebody's going to come on here and try to represent a historical reality and they're making very basic mistakes in the historical narrative, why should we listen to them and think that they're
You
going
could
to
have
tell us
listened.
something
What's the
You
important
could have
mistake?
about it?
listened to what my point. And I was saying that as an atheist, I think the view that you take God and the creation both as co-eternal is the one that makes more sense, and the one that these modern Persian philosophers take. It's not that I agree with them because I don't believe in God, but this is the most
Yeah,
defensive.
I think it's the most incoherent one.
Oh, that's my view. That's
What's
why I'm
your
so
view?
interested in
Sorry.
it. That they're co-eternal.
Well, you don't believe they're two different entities.
I actually, that's true. I also think they're identical.
Right, so they obviously don't.
But that's why it's so interesting to me.
Okay, so JJ, if they're two different entities, does it make sense to say that one created the other and they're both eternal?
I don't know yet. It's not.
Well, I'm just asking
something
what you think about it.
I don't know yet. I want to hear more about it.
Well, that's the view. The view is one is the creator of the other, and they're both eternal.
Yeah, I don't.
How would you know? How would you know which one created the other?
Well, I think that's the point that he's bringing
No,
up.
you don't. You don't. That's a contradiction. That's the point.
No,
You don't.
no,
At
that's the
least you have a
problem.
God.
That's the problem. That's the problem with the view, is because
Yes,
on this view, you have a creator and the creation, and they're both eternal, and you have no way of identifying which one is which.
Yes, that is a problem, but at least that
Okay.
that at least you can keep your God. I mean, that you can
keep your
eternal
God. How do you keep your God? You don't even know who he is.
Well, it's you can call it something that actually.
Okay, thanks for that. Have a good night.
Thank you. Good night.
No, that's one educated dude.
Yeah, I like that guy.
That was great. Yeah.
Where education like that in like Iran.
Did you notice, JJ?